Okay, we finally made it to Malthael with the Crusader. I'm up to level 64. Haven't really changed much as far as gear or anything goes since the last fight with Adria. On notable gear here is the weapon that I'm using is still a two-hander. I have been unable to find a single-handed weapon that's better than this one. And the main reason I'm using this one right now is because it has gain 100 life per wrath spent, and also has almost 3 per second on wrath regeneration, which is really what my build. The way I'm building this character is to get as much life back as possible, and as well with high damage. So it's the best weapon that I've found so far for that. Even though I do have another two-hander weapon down here that gives me 22% more damage, it doesn't give me that life return, so I'm not using it currently, but I'm just hanging on to it just in case. So my damage is up to almost 81,000 now, toughness 1.1 million, and healing 6,700. Alright, the skills now, I've changed a few things specifically for this fight. I'm still using the same spells, but I changed some of their runes. So my main spell is Justice with the Holy Bolt for healing, Heaven's Fury, which has the Fires of Heaven. That is really cool because what it does is it takes takes the cooldown off of the skill and makes it cost 40 wrath instead. So that 40 wrath is actually going to heal me for quite a bit because I'm using this passive skill down here called Wrathful, which heals me 347 life right now for every point of wrath spent. And Consecration is good for it because it heals me and will do damage to the mobs inside of it because I'm using it with the Shattered Ground. And Iron Skin is my oh shit button, gets me out of things really quickly. Unfortunately, it doesn't make me walk through things like with the Witch Doctor, but it will absorb 50% damage and give me increased movement speed when I take damage. Condemn is I've changed it because for this fight I don't need the vacuum. I've been using the vacuum. If you watch the other videos, you'd see that. And here I've just switched it to the Unleashed, which allows it to just blow up instantly, so I can try and get as much damage out on Malthael as possible. And I'm using Falling Sword for I'm using it with the 3 avatars, the Rise brothers. I was using that, I think back in the Diablo video I might have been using it. I did change it up for a little while there to use the like the Storm, what they call the Flurry, and that was because Flurry will actually take enemies out of the fight for 5 seconds, but it doesn't take Malthael out of the fight. So it's kind of a waste. I'd rather just get as much damage on him as possible and maybe have him focused on trying to attack my avatars a little bit instead of just me. Other than that, I'm using Heavenly Strength, of course, because I'm still using a two-handed weapon, and Holy Cause, which increases my holy damage because my main 2 spells are holy damage, and then it gives me some life back from holy damage as well. So that's where I sit right now with the build. I don't know if it'll work very well. I mean, I've done this fight. I tried to do this fight on Torment, actually, and it did not end well. So I bumped it back down to Master, and it's just a really long fight. Probably gonna have to cut some of this video up because it'll take me probably 20 plus minutes to kill it. Alright, phase 1 is just going to charge. Like you saw him just do there, he's going to drop those little fog clouds that do massive damage if you stand in them. And then he's going to circle himself in that little shield thing that you got to stay away from because it'll hurt you pretty bad. And the last thing he'll do is teleport to the middle there and start throwing out these little blue flames. I'd imagine they're supposed to be souls. And then that's pretty much it. We'll get him down to like a phase 1 part B in a minute here, where he'll start to summon some bigger souls that go around the arena in a circle. And you're gonna really want to avoid those because they basically almost one-shot you. And then on top of that, he'll also be spawning ads that will cast some lightning on you, and the lightning stacks on top of itself, I think, because it just seems to do massive damage when you get a bunch of them up. So it's best to try and kill the ads as quickly as possible, which isn't too hard because they only have about 2 million HP. But with him doing all the crap that he does, it is pretty difficult. This fight is a lot harder than Diablo fight. And in fact, I mean, it's harder than any of them, than any of the other bosses in Diablo 3.
Death is beyond your reach.
But even so, saying that, it's still not like that hard. Not compared to the way old school Diablo was. And not like Path of Exile.
The eternal conflict ends.
Don't stand it, stupid Enchantress. What are you doing? You're gonna kill yourself.
A world free of evil. You need but die.
It's a little hard for me to outrun him because he, well, I'm just slowed down because I have that passive to enable myself to use a two-handed weapon, and it also slows your movement speed. Ah, crap, I didn't want to click the health. Anyway, I think I have some movement speed increased on my boots right now, but it's, not really helping me out with getting away from him. But luckily most of his damage I can heal through. It's just those skulls that fly around in a circle in a minute that you'll see. I can't go through those. Not if I'm getting hit by, if I get hit by 3 of them, I'm down. Alright, here comes the skulls. Alright, we made it out of them that time, but it gets a lot harder. And then you also gotta watch out for them. When they get to the center, they'll explode and go in random directions. Alright, here comes the ads. First wave of them anyway. He'll keep spawning them. I don't know if there's a limit to how many he can have out. I've seen 4 out at a time. I try to kill them as quickly as I can. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but you could see right there that his little shield thing that he summons around him that spins around will also, it actually deflects projectiles. So if you're ranged, don't shoot at him while he's doing that. You might get hit by your own attack. Alright, officially to stage 2 now. In this stage, he's going to stop doing what he's been doing, and, well, a lot of what he's been doing. He's still going to be doing the charge, and he's still going to put down the clouds, but now the clouds are going to move a little bit, and he is now going to do a, when he goes to the middle, he's going to shoot fireballs, and you have to pay attention, see what direction his arms are and what direction he's facing, because he's going to do that, and you really don't want to get hit by that. You might be able to survive the fireballs if he only hits you with 1 or 2 of them, but you're not likely to survive a full blast of that lava shit, whatever it is that he's doing from his hands.
Bow to death.
I just noticed whenever he does that, he actually summons fire out of those grates too. So I would imagine you want to avoid that as well. There's just so much shit that you have to avoid in this fight. It makes it, you know, a lot more difficult than the Diablo fight and all the other fights. And in fact, I found Belial to be harder than Diablo in the first, you know, the first time I played it before Reaper of Souls. I was really disappointed with how easy Diablo was, actually. I think a lot of people was. And it seems like the fog does more damage now too, a little bit. So I'm just definitely taking more damage this second round than I was initially.
Death consumes all.
As long as I don't get stuck, I should be alright. Alright, there it is. Ugh, such a long fight. Alright, glad that's it. Okay. Give me some good loot. Need some legendaries. Diablo dropped me, I think it was 4 legendaries, so you better drop at least that many.
Done.
2? Really? And that one's not even an item, it's just a crafting one, right? Yeah. I think I already got a couple of those, actually.
I wonder if my sister
Oh, well.
been able to learn to live in this
Well,
different time.
that was,
Worldly of us.
that was that. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know my build's probably not the best build, but I don't really have that good of gear either because I haven't had a good chance. Well, this is just my first playthrough. I haven't actually farmed at all with this guy, and first playthrough made it all the way up to level 64, which really should be considered 65 because, I mean, look at that. I'm just, you know, just barely there. I'm only 500,000 away from leveling again, so that's pretty good. They improved it a lot. I remember, you know, before Reaper of Souls, you had to play the game almost 3 complete times to get to max level. So that's nice. And that was also playing on normal difficulty, and I am playing on master, so I do have a boosted XP. But they had the, you know, in the original game, the difficulties were not quite the same. They changed all that. So anyway, all right. Thanks for watching.